Well, good evening, good day, or wherever you are. It's time for another segment of Between Two Matts. I'm Matt Wyman.
And I'm Matt Romeo.
And this is, again, Between Two Matts. God, I get so flustered after that. I'm like, ooh.
I know, we do that with such good synchronization.
I know, it's like, oh, wow, it's our second show, but still, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, so that you all know, this is our second show, which will be divided again into about 4 parts, about 15 minutes each, and we'll be covering a variety of topics. But today I think we're going to focus more on recaps and critiques of stuff that we either enjoy or we really hate.
Yeah, and guess what's coming up first? Things we really hate.
Yep, we're going to get the bad stuff out of the way first, and then we'll talk about the good stuff. So.
Mostly because it's way easier to talk about bad stuff.
Yeah, you're right there. All right, so what's first on our list, Matt?
Let's see. Matt, the first thing on our list is a critique and overview of Man of Steel.
Oh, boy.
I really don't like this movie.
I know it. I remember you texted me when you saw like the ending of it, and you were like, "What the hell is this shit?"
That's what it is. It's just shit. Like, it's like we looked at it, or like I was watching it, and I'm like literally having to fast forward through it to say I watched it. I couldn't bear it. I couldn't even sit down. I had to fast forward through pretty much like the entire middle part and all the fighting scenes because they were just so stupid and boring.
The worst part about this for me was, I'm not a big Superman fan, but once I saw like the trailers for it, it really got my hype up. Like I was like, maybe it'll change my outlook on Superman. Maybe this will be different.
Nope.
But then as we all know, trailers lie. Trailers fucking lie. Although,
except for Avengers.
Yeah, the Marvel trailers are pretty good about selling the movie, but like the DC trailers, they lie. They lie so much.
So bad.
So, like, if you had to pick one major problem with the movie, what would you say it was?
Acting. If you've seen the Honest trailer. What's his name? Who plays Superman?
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill literally has the acting range of a crumpet.
Of a crumpet. Who are you? That's my name. My name is Kal-El.
You're a monster. I'm gonna have to stop you.
Oh.
God. When I seriously watched that, I paused the movie and I was like, did that just happen?
You texted me as you heard that line.
It was so bad. And I was in Japan. I texted him from Japan and was like, this is fucking terrible.
Yeah, the acting in this movie, they got a lot of good list actors and they made them one-dimensional. Like, they made Superman too alien.
Who's the director?
Zack Snyder.
Oh, that's why. From a world where everything is dark and stupid comes
Man of Steel.
I don't have a father anymore, even though he's there. I don't have him. Zack Snyder is the worst director other than M. Night Shyamalan.
I was going to say Michael Bay, but...
Whoa. No, there's a clear list.
Yeah, there is a clear list. Yeah,
we'll go over that later.
We'll have a separate M. Night Shyamalan bashing session.
Please.
Maybe we'll do that next week. But
Lady in the Water.
Yeah, I would have to say...
Sorry, guys. What a horrendous piece of shit that movie is.
We'll get to that.
How can you even, turn that in and be like, here's my movie? And, people are watching like... Yeah, that is just awful. And
back to Man of Steel.
Back to another just awful movie.
My major problem with this movie is it was horribly paced. They did not know
completely. Yeah, I totally agree.
It started out, like a good action movie would. It had like a good opening fight sequence, and it set up a lot of stuff.
That was lame and it was totally stupid.
Yeah, but then
kind of weird.
But then we jump from newborn Kal-El to adult Kal-El. Why the hell
did flashbacks?
Yeah, and
if I'm right,
they were trying to go for a Batman Begins kind of thing, and I'm like, that doesn't work when you establish at the beginning of the film that he's a baby.
Yeah.
In the beginning of Batman Begins, he was already an adult, and we had flashbacks. But when you establish the timeline as he is an infant right now, follow it chronologically. Like, from when he's a kid, to when he's a teenager, to when he's an adult, and we can follow it a bit easier.
Plot holes, man.
Yeah, and it established way too many plot holes. And then the entire last hour of the movie is a fight sequence. Like, they didn't save it for, like, the last 30 minutes, like what Avengers did. They saved the last, because it's like a 2.5-hour movie. So, like, the first hour and a half.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah,
not the way I watched it.
Well, not the way you watched it, but for me,
you have to be blackout drunk to watch that movie.
I actually watched the whole thing sober, and
that's mistake number one.
It was mistake number one. But, God, the pacing drove me nuts because, God.
All right, let's switch real quick. At the beginning, we established like no relationship with anyone really.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, there's wait, what the fuck's his name? Russell Crowe? Yeah,
Oh.
Russell Crowe plays Jor-El, which is fucking cool.
That was cool. Like,
but he
was
acts like a robot. I am your father.
I am your father, Cal.
I am your father, Cal.
And it's like, oh, okay, I
I
understand
have
that
programmed myself into this computer, but not my wife, because that
Because
would
fuck
make
that.
sense.
Yeah, I understood that he was a computer program, but I'm like,
But not at the beginning of the movie. He was a person.
Yeah, I was like, and
Or
you're
a Kryptonian, whatever.
yeah, I was like, you're still acting fairly emotionless.
Yeah, that was bad. The guy who's the guy who plays Odd?
Michael Shannon, they wasted him. They
He's
completely
so bad.
wasted him.
The only movie that I know that he's in other than this is Let's Go to Prison, where he plays like the White Kingdom, like head gang member, and he like stabs people with forks. Like
Jesus.
that's all I got.
I've never seen that.
It's funny. It's really funny because he's like eating and he's like stab. There's a fork in me. Now you've stabbed me twice with forks.
I mean, because Zod had two emotional patterns. One pattern was he was dark and brooding and grumbling, or he was batshit insane and yelling. There was no emotional depth to his character. He was just like, I'm a soldier. I follow my orders. I have
This council is in contempt.
I have to save Krypton. And it's like, okay, cool, but you don't say why you have to save Krypton.
Yeah, that's weird. Lois Lane in this. No.
It was not Lois Lane. That was Amy Adams.
No.
God.
Have you seen the Lois Lane in Smallville?
No, I actually have never seen Smallville.
Okay, well, she is a good Lois Lane. Mm-hmm. She's a good Lois Lane. This was not a good Lois Lane.
Because it was Amy Adams playing Amy Adams.
Yeah. Which she kind of does in almost every movie.
Single goddamn
Every movie except for, like, Enchanted, where she's like, I'm Princess Amy Adams.
I love Amy Adams.
I love her, too, but, like, seriously.
But in this movie, I was like, where is the sassy, brassy reporter? Mm-hmm. Where is the girl who's like, oh, I need to do whatever I can to get this story.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just going to climb through an iceberg and take a picture of this dangerous-looking robot. Yeah, that sounds smart.
On a side note, Zod's commander, the woman.
Oh, the chick. Best part of the movie.
So hot. And the funniest part is like, you have no military experience, and then beats the crap out of him.
Yeah. She should have been the villain, not Zod. She was a way more interesting person.
She was so cool.
Like, she was sexy. She was, like, sly. She was menacing,
powerful, and if you've seen Superman 1 or 2, like the actual really good movies from the 70s
with what's his name,
Christopher Reeve. Yeah, I love those movies.
Yeah, and I'm not a Superman fan, but those are good movies.
I hate Superman. I'm sorry for all you people who love Superman. I just don't like him. Okay. Mm-hmm. But I love those movies. I remember, like, hanging out with my dad on a Saturday morning watching those.
That was, like, the first superhero movie like, we ever saw.
Yeah. Like, and it was perfect. It was great because my dad's like, oh, look, it's Christopher Reeve. And I'm like, it's Superman, Daddy. That's so cool. He can do pretty much anything, which is why Superman is lame.
Yeah, but then, like, in the old Superman movies, she would just go around the street and burn shit with her eyes.
Yeah, with her eyes. It's, like, menacing, and like, she's like, oh, I've extinguished it. Like,
I did not like this, so I got rid of it.
Yeah, like, what? That is, like, psychotically awesome.
Mm-hmm. The other thing that I guess this is, like, another point that we should bring up is the inconsistency with the Kryptonians, like, power output / how they absorb powers. Because Superman clearly, like, has absorbed the sun's
They're
solar
essentially
energy.
like plants. They're plant people.
But think of this.
Okay.
They are not exposed to Earth's atmosphere or sunlight because they're wearing the armor. But they still have...
No, they still are. Radiation goes through armor, dude.
Yeah, true. But, like...
like UV rays.
But the
like,
thing
is
whenever their, like, helmets or masks, like, got broken, they would freak out. So
because they didn't know that, like, the air was breathable. Like, I mean...
Well,
that's like your spacesuit, dude. It's like, oh no, I can't breathe on Mars. Oh wait, I can breathe on Mars.
Well, it wasn't just that. It was more of the fact that, like, they were being overwhelmed by...
Because of all the powers that the sun gives them. Which is kind of like, my dad taught me how to... My real dad, not my stupid space dad. He taught me how to hone my powers.
Except he didn't.
Yeah.
Kevin Costner told him to hide his powers. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that is the worst parental advice you could ever give. Second worst to the parental advice in Frozen.
You know, it's like, don't feel anything. Okay, I'm upset. Don't feel upset.
Conceal.
Conceal, don't feel.
Be ashamed of who you are. You are the worst parents ever.
Then you know what happens? Magical buildup.
Magical buildup, magic ice fortress.
Yeah, magical, like, that's the entire problem with that movie is, like, she's built up so much magical power for, like, X amount of time that it's just, like...
18 years. It's kind of like a Hulk rage.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like in Avengers, people always give me...
we gotta get back.
Yeah, back to Man of Steel.
We gotta get back. We hate Man of Steel so much, we will talk literally about anything else.
But the thing is, getting back to my point is, they would be clearly affected by those powers rushing into them, but they still had the super... They would, like, leap across buildings, punch through shit, and I'm like...
That has to do with kind of, like, apparently... Like,
plot holes.
Well, of course plot holes, but, like, with the whole, like, Superman, like, power theory, it's more or less, like, what it is to do with, like, the sun gives him, like, the magic eyes and crap, but, like...
You're gonna burn us with your magic eyes.
But the gravity from Earth is supposedly smaller than that on Krypton.
You mean weaker?
Weaker, whatever. Than that on Krypton, so, like, okay, they can jump and they can punch stuff because their bone density is made for Krypton.
True.
But it doesn't explain, like, that doesn't matter. Anyway, we should probably, like, recap on why this movie is so bad. Plot holes.
Plot holes, acting.
I think that's maybe the biggest problem.
The biggest problem is the acting. What else?
The stupid darkness with Superman.
Oh my god, they tried to make it too much like Batman.
Yeah.
And I'm like, these two are completely different characters.
Yeah.
You are not supposed to make the symbol of hope of the human race be dark,
He's not my symbol.
Yeah, he's not mine either, but you're not
Dark
supposed to make him
brooding.
dark, brooding, and, like, have this emotion.
He's like a whiny teenager the entire movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and, and when people freak out about him killing Zod, I'm like, okay, cool, that might give him some emotional range in the next movie.
Kind of like the weirdness of the alien technology.
Yeah,
it seemed way too strange. Like it didn't
enough to just go along with the plot.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then the pacing of the movie was awful. The pacing.
Oh, and I'm gonna cut you off real quick.
Yeah,
and because it's like I'm fighting for America. That part, remember?
Yeah, fighting for America. It's like, no, you're supposed to be fighting for the human race.
I'm from Kansas. No, you're not.
You're from Krypton.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think
we're gonna wrap this part up.
Please stay tuned for
part 2,
and we will be talking about Star Wars
prequels.
All right.
Stay tuned.